Okay, I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes to start. And now I'm going to spend 5 minutes doing the first activity, which is called Draw a Bird. And the way Draw a Bird works is everybody gets a bird identification card. So there's this pile of bird identification cards, different birds. And you don't get to pick the one you get, you just get the one that you get. And you can see these online. On the back of the cards, it tells you the name of the bird. And so the person who's going to do the drawing doesn't see the card. And every person gets one bird identification card. Keep the card, the photo, and the name on the card hidden. Find a partner. Describe the bird on your card for your partner to draw, but don't say what kind of bird it is. Remember to use details. Your partner can ask questions. After 5 minutes, compare the drawing to your photo. How is the bird you drew similar to or different from the bird that was described to you? Then switch roles. Listen carefully to your partner's details to draw the bird on his or her card. Apply the lessons you learned in the first round to improve your communication in the second. Now, I'm going to draw a bird. I'm going to describe the bird to myself while I draw it. So you get the idea of what kind of words you should use to describe your bird. And you have to promise not to make fun of my drawing, because even though I have practiced and practiced and practiced, I know this is going to be a difficult challenge. So when you do it, it's going to be a difficult challenge too. And if you don't have a partner, like I don't have a partner, you might have to describe the bird to yourself. But here's my challenge for you. If you draw the bird that I describe and post it on Facebook, or go online and look at the PDFs of the birds and talk us through a drawing of a bird, I will draw the bird that you post if you tag me and tag Awesome Science Action Club. So here we go. So I'm going to start with a bird that's about, I don't know, 6 inches big, maybe. My paper is 8.5 by 11. It's just a regular sheet of paper. So 6 inches would be just over half of 11. So it's going to have a body that I'm going to draw like this. Just a oval body. A long oval body is how I would describe this. A long oval body this bird has. And then I would say it has a pretty small beak. Like its beak maybe is a little bit longer than the tip of the pencil. So it's a little bit longer than that. It kind of looks like a pencil. So I'm going to put a beak that's just pointy. And what else can I say about my bird? My bird has a tail. Its tail is kind of like a rectangle. A long rectangle. It's got a long rectangle. And my bird has a wing with 2 stripes on it. So that kind of makes my bird kind of cool. And its wing is about the size of its body. So it's basically a wing like this with stripes on it. 2 colors of stripes. And my bird has feet that are pointy. Pointy feet. He's got 2 pointy feet. And I don't know what else to tell you about my bird, but time's got to be about up because it's been 4 minutes 34 seconds, it says on my phone. So that's the bird I drew. So can you guess what my bird is? Wait, that's not how this game works. Okay, so then we would switch roles. So this is the bird that I was drawing, but I didn't know where the stripes were. I mean, it was a little easier because I was kind of looking at it. This is called a red-winged blackbird. bird. So you might look and see if these are in your area. So now I'm going to challenge you to go online to find a bird. Up there, and there was the timer. That was my timer saying that the 2 minutes was up. So it was pretty close. And find one of these birds that you want to describe for me to draw. And I want you to post a picture of either you drawing it or of you just describing it to me. And I'll try to draw it. So that's our first club activity. And those are the cards. Wait, there's more. Oh, this was a fun one I did with one of my students, and she drew a great one. It looked just like a penguin. Is this a falcon? Yep, there's a peregrine falcon. We have those in Montana. See how different? But like, now how would you describe that beak? If I was going to describe that beak, I mean, I would say that it's more of a wider beak, and that probably... Well, I don't know. I probably know that a falcon's gonna eat probably little rodents, but it looks like it eats nuts to me from this. What I would think like a nut-cracking beak might look like, but I guess that tells you what I don't know. The penguin was easier to describe. I said he had a really rectangular body, and I explained that he was standing straight up. And then I said that he had a beak kind of like a carrot, I think. And I said he had webbed feet. And then the last thing I explained was that he had flippers and not wings, I think. And so it came out pretty good. Here, I think, is this a great blue heron? We have tons of these in Montana. These guys are so cool. They have really long legs. They usually stand straight up. So I would probably describe a heron as standing straight up on one leg. I see them a lot in rivers fishing. You can see they have a long body. They have a great neck. I love to paint great blue herons. These are one of my favorite animals. This one's walking on the ocean, but we definitely have those in Montana. Here's pelicans. So how would you describe a pelican? Some Canada geese. But just see how descriptive can you be. Like, could you explain that it was a wing made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feathers that are about 1 inch long, and then that it has long detail? Like, what descriptions would you use? One of our vocabulary words the other days was adjectives. So what adjectives could you use to describe this bird? Can you get me to guess what bird you're drawing? Can you use enough words to get me to be able to draw your bird based on... I mean, look at the spots on that one's kind of breasty area. If it was a red-breasted robin, you would say that's its red breast. So I don't know. Look at those spots there. And then would you be able to describe the black tips on the individual feathers on each wing? And how many feathers does each wing of those made up of? And that tail. Like, how descriptive can you be? So this is the first Science Acting Club really challenge, is to download or look at these pictures of these birds and then describe one to Mrs. Beyer. And if you post it in the Facebook group or email me or connect with me somehow, I will be happy to check out your video.